Oh, Jalapeno Business takes off as a pivot. Pivot active. Mel just flies right into the pack.
Oh,
Gets
big
a little
bump.
Mel Malice gets reset by Meadow. And Mel calls it off. She got 4. I think it's Monster Meadow. Is that her full name?
That is it, Monster Meadow. She's got that cute little dress on tonight, but she's going to deliver some pretty big hits.
All right, we got Black Mamba out there jamming for the Sheilas, and Maven out there for the Pains. Mel Breakdown tries to make a move on Mamba, and she slips by.
Pack picking up speed, but so is Mamba.
She's out as lead. Oh!
Turn 2 takes
Smacked
another
down
one.
by the Zombina.
Zombina does not believe in Tinker Hell.
Oh, but Tinker Hell is quite feisty to mess with. She doesn't take it lightly, that's for sure. Wow, we got the music bumping in here tonight. All right, we got Mel Malice out on the jammer line and Tiny Cool Whip. Is that it? Out for the Pains. We got Myers and, Wine and Moan up on the pivot line. There we go.
Sheila's jumping out early, trying to.
Oh, Mel Malice had to reset. Let's see if she can come back through that pack. Oh, Taxinator tried, but whiff.
Mel with good footwork stayed on that correct end of the inside line, and she is active lead jammer.
That is one thing Mel Malice is good at, is holding her lines.
Mel knocked out of bounds, had to come back in, and decides to call this one off.
So fun fact is, if you are new to Derby, is that you cannot call off the jams outside of bounds, or if you are down on the ground. You have to be upright in bounds going Derby direction to call off the jam. And marked lead jammer. All right.
Yep.
We got Pebbles out there for the Pains and Electrocute out there for the Sheilas. Mamba giving heck to Pebbles out there. Oh, beck and call. Let's see what happens. Oh.
Electrocute keeps those skates in bounds, and she is your lead jammer.
Oh, Nikki Necrosis. Pivot active. Electrocute trying to come in. The Pains have a pretty solid wall against Electrocute.
Pebbles with good block just stopped all of Electrocute's momentum.
Pebbles can do that to you. She's got a good whiff to background. Once she gets this rule set under her belt, she will be fierce. I would not want to come into that woman on the track, I tell you. I'm glad I play with her on travel team. Oh, there's jammer on jammer action out there, I see. Even though we spent about an hour beating each other up, we still hug. That was a great move by Ginger. She plowed through to break through to the front of the pack. Oh, Mel Malice just came right through.
Mel looking like there wasn't anybody else out on the track against her. Found that seam, and she is off to the races.
She must be a hot knife tonight because she's going through things like butter.
You know, credit to Taxinator. When she gets out, usually with those pivot breaks, she is making up a lot of speed and a lot of distance on that track.
She's grown a lot this year, and she's become really fast. She surprises you how quickly she comes up.
Yeah, I think given the way the Sheilas jammers have been getting out, she's probably saved about 3 or 4 points just by
forcing the
forcing the
calling.
call.
Yeah. Oh, we got a team timeout for the Pains. Yeah, I just spent the weekend in Arizona last weekend at the dry heat tournament, and Fountain City annihilated, I'm just going to say,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
I saw the pictures of the scoreboards, and I saw the pictures of the fun thereafter.
Yeah. So a lot of these girls were in Phoenix last weekend, and, you know, I'm getting old, and I realize how long it takes to recover. I spent this whole week doing mobility workouts rather than any other kind of workouts.
And for those on Twitch, you guys can't see the third base coach areas, but Hippie Strongblocking was taking advantage of the music.
Oh, yeah, she's doing a little dance out there on third base. But if you don't know what a third base coach is, it's you have 2 people on the bench, one that handles the bench and one that manages the team. And then you get a third base coach that stands at one of the corners and gives instructions to the pack as they come around. They're good at relaying information to the team that can't hear what the bench is saying.
Teams back out on the track. We're going to have Electrocute and Pebbles lining up as your scorers. Toucan and Mel up front. Mel breakdown.
Oh, Mamba handling Pebbles in the back.
Big hit from Black Mamba on the Pains jammer.
Mel breakdown doing a good job staying up front. Sheilas have a good wall against that jammer at the back there. Pebbles is...
So far, Mamba and Zombina have laid a couple of good hits in.
They knocked her out of bounds. But Electrocute's getting held back by Beck and Call.
Beck and Call has done a great job in that pack all season. Also comes off and plays a heck of a pivot.
Pebbles saw the need to reset herself. She kind of took herself a little bit out of bounds on that inside.
Got about 60 seconds of the jam done, and we have yet to get a scorer out and active.
Teams are starting to figure out their game plan. Oh, we got Electrocute out. Oh, but Mel Breakdown's a little too far out there.
Another good push from the Sheilas blockers.
So good points about the pivots, if you don't know Derby rules, is that a pivot has to be 10 feet, or I would say more like 9 feet outside of the pack to be able to exit the pack to take off. But the jammer has to be active and 10 feet in front of the pivot for her to become active. So it's all that you have to watch the little marks on the ground and the refs, and there's a lot of stuff to watch out on the floor if you're a point scorer.
Yeah, it's also a lot of fun to see the strategy build up there whenever you have a a scorer who actually gets out there and pretty much stops, waiting for their blockers to.
Or it's also really great to
them.
see a team that sees a pivot so far up front that they slow down in the back to create a disability for her not to leave the pack.
Mel Malice found an outside lane and opened up the afterburners. Good wall from the Sheilas again. And not only that, Myers deciding to push the jammer over.
Oh, we had Tinkerhill trying to make a break, and Mel Malice is through the pack again. She just lapped, so she just scored 5. She's going to go around for another entry. All right, the Sheilas have done a good job at breaking up that pack. Mel Malice goes through, no problems.
Wine and Moen trying to come in. Unable to stop Mel Malice with that block.
I think that was I think that was a 10-point jam. The Sheilas have become a very high endurance team, which is great. Makes them a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, it's fun because, I mean, in the past, I mean, they've changed styles so many times, but I remember the Sheilas being just a physical beat you down physically until you had nothing left by the fourth quarter kind of game.
Well, I don't think you've played them, Aaron.
Well, I
because
mean,
they
they're still
do
doing
that.
but there's a lot more, you see a lot more positioning, a lot more finesse coming out of this time around. Sheila's once again got a lead scorer out there, Black Mamba.
And Nikki Necrosis out as the pivot. And the Sheilas call it.
Yeah, I can honestly say there's not a Sheila that I would want to like meet in a dark alley. But
they're actually quite friendly out in person.
Okay,
that's one of their
skates
secrets.
They
don't want you to know. But I'm good friends with most of them, and yeah, I adore them. They're fun to play with and fun to be friends with. All right, we got Tiny Cool Whip and Mel Malice out there on the jump line. Got Anita Hercha and Jamie DeVito at his pivots. Let's see how these blockers do.
Ginger Ninja came in pretty quick and started moving Jamie backwards.
As Ginger is very good at doing so.
Anita Hercha just laying down on Tiny Cool Whip.
Oh, we got both of our panties on the panes down. They look okay. I'm looking at that scoreboard, and I did not expect that.
No, the Sheilas have been able to control that pack and just push the
pace
scorers and push the pace as well.
I didn't mean like I didn't expect it. Like, I mean, I knew the Sheilas were their points were gonna be high, but I know the Pains have been working hard. So, but I guess the Sheilas have been working harder.
Yeah, I would say we've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 penalties on the Pain side, and the Sheilas have been staying out of the box.
Yeah.
They've only had one person in, and that was Ginger.
Oh, we got Pebbles out for the for the Pains, and then we got Toucan Slam breaking as the pivot for the Sheilas.
Pebbles slips by a block from Gem Annihilation, calls this one off.
So another fun rule fact is that if a blocker hits a jammer or another player out of bounds and they go out of bounds themselves or they fall to the ground, then that person does not have to re-enter behind them. They also have to watch for no pack, which is if the pack gets too far and that person's still holding them back, they do not have to wait.
Taxinator with a little push on Mel Malice. Briefly had her out of bounds. Now she's out in front of the pack.
Those Pains have to be careful. Mel Malice is getting out every time around that corner 3 over there.
Yeah, she's finding that wide open outside.
They are just not pushing her hard enough to the line. Oh, we got a Pains wall.
Pain's trying to race this up a little bit.
Oh, and they're out of play in front.
Good pack work by the Sheilas, keeping a 5th person out of there. So
yeah, Myers was bridging, and Mel told her to go back, and then that broke the pack, so all the Pains were out of front, and so Mel wasn't able to get blocked by them because they were out of play.
Mel gets taken into the inside. Slips one more time.
Gorgeous little sandwich by Myers and Dopamine over there.
I think Yep, looks like we're going to have an expiration of the jam on time.
Yeah, that was a full jam. But I work out with Mel Mellison, so I know very well that she can go full jam, no problem.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mel's... You figure out with the speed, there's no issue there. But, yeah, this is one of those endurance things. And you would assume, okay, yeah, she's got it. But she's usually calling off a jam at some point. So
Yeah. All right, we got Beck and Call out there for the Pains and Electrocute out for the Sheilas on the jam line.
couldn't tell. It looked like the Pains might have been having a little bit of an issue getting a fifth.
They're
person
trying
out
to
there.
send Tiny Cool Whip back to the bench. She entered the track late.
Electrocute's going to be out as your lead scorer. Toucan and Mamba and Zombina working to keep those scorers back for the Pains. JB having to give up the chase. Monster Meadow had broken out as the pivot with the pivot turn as an active scorer, but this one's going to be shut down by the Sheilas. Looking up at the scoreboard, this has been a fast-moving period.
Looking at the scoreboard and looking at the game, you wouldn't be able to tell that that is the score.
Yeah.
I mean, both these teams are putting in their full effort into this, and I'm sure those Pains are making the Sheilas work for every single point they're earning.
Yeah, I mean, it just looking jam to jam to jam, the Pains are putting in a lot of effort and doing a lot of work, but the scoreboard just not paying off for them. And credit to the Sheilas, those jammers are finding openings, and then more importantly, their blockers are just giving them all the time and all the cover in the world.
Well, the Sheilas have been, I mean, majority of the Steelers have been together for more than 10 years. You know what I mean? So they are a very hive-minded team. And I say that funny because we got the Bumble Bashers, but they are a very hive-minded team on that aspect with a lot of advanced skaters.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And it's kind of funny because one of their newer skaters, newer as far as the roster, is Ginger Ninja, who has played for
multiple teams
and is just a defensive monster out there.
That is not a booty I would want to come up with. It is a frustrating one, say the least. All right, we got Mel Malice and Pebbles out on the jam line. Let's see how this one goes. Let's see some jammer on jammer action. I don't think they heard my request.
Anita and Nikki jockeying up front.
Jalapeno Business knocks Mel Malice out.
Mel Breakdown back in the back along with JB.
Oh, we got Pebbles out for the Pains. We got a pivot break for the Sheilas. Anita Hurcha.
Anita Hurcha down low, just stalking Pebbles. Both skaters into the pack.
Got some excitement out there. The woo-woo girls are starting.
And it looks like the Sheilas got the better on that jam with a 3-2 advantage.
Oh, we got a tumble on the inside. Tinkerhell takes a little spill, but she gets up like a little fierce thing that she is. Electrocute somewhere in that pack. And they got Tiny Cool Whip. Getting knocked out by Toucan Slam. Pains are holding Electrocute back. Doing a good job. Electrocute's looking for her blockers, but Beckencall's like, nope.
Zombina flips around, looking to try to figure out how to help out.
Oh, we got Toucan Slam and Tiny Cool Whip going to the penalty box.
Ah.
Oh, penalty box. Shame, shame. Oh, Beckencall says, nope, not today.
Black Mamba over there to sweep, beck, and call out into the center of the track.
Electrocute finally gets out.
Sheila's working to slow things down. Electrocute tries to come around Mel. Breakdown swept to the outside. And Electrocute sweeps to the inside.
I see something on the track out there in the blocker box.
So Tiny Cool Whip sent in for a directional block. Play stop.
All right, we got Jalapeno Business and Mel Malice with stars on their helmets. Let's see who breaks. And it'll be Mel Malice.
Haynes were out there racing the pack.
Oh, Myers had to stop blocking because she was out of play up front, which allows the Paynes pivot to take off.
Maven Mayhem able to get active.
Oh, Maven came up to that pack really quickly. Mel was like, oh crap, I better call it off.
Credit to Maven, and I've said that with a lot of the pivot breaks and a lot of the the following scorers.
Yeah.
Nobody quits
True
until
story.
they hear those whistles. And a lot of times that's actually paid off with a point or two. So.
Yeah. We got Tiny Cool Whip and Black Mamba out with the stars on their head. Let's see. We got Monster Meadow and Toucan Slam with pivots. We got Cherry Violence and Zombina, Gemini Elation.
Taxinator moving up to try to help out Monster Meadow.
Mamba moving through the pack quite quickly. There she goes.
Mamba just kind of cleared herself a path.
Tiny Cool Whip sneaking by on the outside.
Tiny Cool Whip did a great job to accelerate to get through the pack. Oh, Mama with some good footwork. Got knocked out of bounds as she was calling off, came back in. Got herself restarted and called this jam.
I think one thing I've learned about this rule set is that being patient but like actively minded always helps. Mel Malice out there cleaning up something wet with her butt. And that's how we clean up spills here at Fountain City. Thank you, Mel Malice.
At this point, was she cleaning it up or was she just kind of pushing it around?
I don't know. But there's Phoenix out there doing the cleaning. Thank you, Phoenix.
Now we watch that spot because everyone will fall from here on in.
Oh, we got Dopamine with the star on her helmet. Who else? Oh, Pebbles gets out lead. But they've been sneaky and they put Mel in the pivot. So she's close behind Pebbles. Sometimes they'll sneak up tactics like that where they'll put a jammer in a pivot position, and because they know that jammer can catch those other jammers really quickly, so they switch them so they can take off quickly.
Maven did a great job blocking out Mel Malice.
Oh, we're at halftime.
for the second half.
And we're off. We got Jamie DeVito and Mel Malice with stars on their head.
Mel once again sweeps to the outside, comes back to the inside, and is your lead scorer.
Nikki Necrosis is active.
On the floor where the pack was on the floor.
Yep. She waited for that head ref-tacular out there to give her the motion that she was in play.
Mel Malice blazes into the pack, calls this one off.
But sometimes you've got to use your own judgment because the head ref is looking at something else. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So you hesitate 2 to 3 seconds longer than you need to.
Yeah, and the referees are doing a great job. I mean, they're out there, they're volunteering, they're busting their butts in all of these games, but sometimes they're going to be catching action a different way.
Yeah, I ref on a national level, so I know this ref crew, and it's one of the best ref crews in USARS. I mean, we train up our refs really well.
Zombina with a good hit on Taxinator, moves her out to the outside, had to reset.
Oh, we got Mamba holding back Taxinator. Oh, she let her go. She was out, and she's got to reset.
In the meantime, Electrocute coming around this track. Found herself an opening right in the middle of the pack. Gets knocked to the inside. I think that was Mel Breakdown. Yeah, that was Mel Breakdown.
That was
you always
Mel
got to
Breakdown.
watch out for her.
You know, roller derby is a sport for everybody. You know, that's got a competitive edge and wants to have some fun and likes to get their aggression out, you know. I say everybody because I feel like everybody needs that. Life is so frustrating sometimes. Oh. Ref-tacular goes to the bench and tells Toucan Slam she's got a penalty. Shame, shame. Sheilas are down 1.
Yeah, I think that's only the third penalty on the Sheilas in the whole game.
Yeah, Toucan's on her second one. We've got Dopamine and Jamie DeVito out with stars on their helmet. We got Pebbles and Myers out as pivots.
Dopamine running up against that wall in the back from the Pains. Good blockers back there.
Red Menace gives a hurt on Ninja.
Dopamine trying to make a move to the inside. Instead, she was knocked down.
Oh, we got Mel Malice out there as the blocker. That's unusual. Myers gives a whoopie whoop to Pebbles. Oh, and goes down. Jamie DeVito gets out as lead jammer.
Pack stretching out a little bit.
Myers trying to make a move. Oh, but Ginger creates a gap for her on the inside.
Yep, Pains had to give up as soon. I looked over there and I saw 4, and I'm like, oh, there she goes.
Jamie calls it off.
Good jam out there early on in the second half for the Royal Pains.
So this season has been really hard because we have to do a point differential to win for championships.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the point differential is right now, but Lethals and Sheilas and Bashers are all fighting for the championship, which is at the end of June. And we're off. We've got Gemini Elation. She's not watching for that block by Zombina. Zombina was out there slapping her hip, saying, come on. Oh, Gemini Elation had to reset.
Taxinator draws Zombina, who is positionally trying to push her all over the place. Now the pack's spreading out a little bit. Toucan now with positional block on Taxinator.
Meadow was way out front, way too far out front to take off. She's still way too out front to take off.
Sheila's got the lead scorer out there.
Pack is not front.
Oh.
Nope. Sheilas got all 4 points because the Pains were out front. They didn't even realize they needed to slow down. It's so important to watch your pack definition. Sheila's just got all 4 points because Pains were out of play up front. It's disheartening for the team that did it because you're like, sit back, no, Pan, come back. But it's so great for the team that doesn't have to work that hard to get all those points. Oh, we got Mel Malice out for the Sheilas with a star on, and Jamie DeVito, Beck and Cole, and Jalapeno Business are giving her a little bit of a run for her money back there. And she skates by on the inside.
Wow, good footwork from Mel Malice. I thought she was going to be swept to the inside.
She really does well on her lines. You don't even know that she's in still. You think
Pebbles active for the Pains as well.
That should not have been able to call off because Pebbles was lead jam. Lead had changed.
Yeah, that was really tough because it looked like Mel was on her way out of bounds whenever she was trying to call that one off.
Yeah.
She might have got, I think she got one of those taps and then didn't get the second one in bounds.
That was an odd call off. Pebbles had become lead. So I think that's an illegal call off by the Sheilas. Shame, shame.
Pebbles in there picking up 4 points on the jam to the Sheilas 2. Good work by Pebbles.
Sneaking on the inside.
One of those cases where you just don't give up. You wait until the whistle blows before you decide to back off.
But sometimes when you're a jammer and you're trying to stay in bounds and you got like 3 blockers on you, you don't see the other jammer scooting by. So you call it off, not realizing that they've already passed you. But the refs have to do their job too, so they have to call an illegal call off from Mel Malice.
Inside out, and Electrocute is through the pack.
Nikki Necrosis is active as pivot for the Pains. Zombina gives Tiny Cool Whip a big hit to the inside.
Second Pain down on the inside. That one's Maven Mayhem.
That is one thing with these Sheilas. You got to keep your head on a swivel or they will take you out.
Sheila's got all 5 in that jam.
All right, we got Park and Rec out there with Jamie DeVito on the jam line. We got a Pain while holding back Park and Rec. Beck and Call and Jalapeno Business.
Pebbles doing a good job. She's up there skating backwards, trying to survey what's going on.
She comes from a WIFTA background, so she's used to skating backwards.
She and Myers engaged a little bit.
They're out of play up front.
Yeah.
But the refs won't call them if they're playing around up there because there's no impact, no penalty.
Pack's moved up front, according to Reftacular.
Oh, Pebble breaks for purple.
Park and Rec is your active lead scorer out there right now for the Sheilas. That was a slowed down pack.
Oh, Pebble's got something.
Both of those jammers just blasted right in there.
Oh, we got some very active people talking about their drinking habits behind us, and we're on Twitch, and we can hear everything you're saying. So thank you. Thank you for your active conversation. I do remember your birthday. Thank you for involving me in on that.
On the floor, we've got Electrocute out as your lead jammer. Oh, Payne's unable to take the pivot break due to the pack.
They're spread out, but they're not in play. Black is
Same
active.
thing.
Purple pivot break.
Good job by Mel Breakdown. Moved in and just stopped Electrocute's forward momentum. Electra, knowing she's got a couple of points, called that one off. Okay, that was just absolutely hilarious listening to
Their conversation.
To the conversation.
Mhm. But you know, here at Dirt Roller Derby, we're all a big family. We spend a lot of time with each other. We know each other's ins and outs and personal lives, you know? And it's fun to reminisce when you stand on the sidelines. You remember that? Remember that game and remember what we did afterwards? Yep, I do. We got Mel Malice and Jamie DeVito out there with stars on their helmets.
Mel with a little hop down that second straightaway.
And we got Pebbles out as active pivot for the Paynes.
Both of these skaters in a foot race. The pack watching to see who was coming in. Ginger Ninja did a great job. She broke through that wall back there for the Paynes, and
Well, I mean,
Mel
I'm pretty sure there was
followed it in.
I thought there was a point or two for the Paynes, but Stevie Thunder didn't think so. It's hard being refs, especially ASRs. ASR is the active scoring ref. And you have to watch everything that's going on with your jammer. If they're out, if they're in, are they lead, are they not? You know, how many people they passed, and if they got recycled, and if they're knocked out of bounds, and so many things. You got to watch their hips.
You gotta watch those skates. You gotta watch everything. Yeah.
You got to watch their hands.
Up, down, and across the
Yep.
track all the way.
You got to watch all the players hitting them just in case they commit a penalty while your jammer's coming in. Like, it's a lot.
Pack bracing for impact.
Oh,
Electrocute took advantage of Mamba's position to find herself a little seam to start into the pack. Good job. Watched that a couple times last month with some different teams and some skaters, and just that positional blocking to help ease the jammer in is really pretty to watch.
yeah. Sheilas have done really well with that this year. They've devised this tactic of feeding their jammers through the pack, and it's pretty to watch. Pretty. Let me see pretty one more time.
Pretty woman.
Oh, we got Anita out there with the star on her helmet for the Sheilas, and Jamie DeVito out again. They are workhorsing her tonight. And Mel Malice is like, I'm just going to let her go. Ginger Ninja's like, not tonight.
Anita moving around, surveying the pack.
She's waiting for Ginger Ninja to come up there and hold that pivot.
That's her job.
Oh, Beck Cole
Oh.
says, nope. She's not in play.
That's one of those things. Beck
She
and
wasn't
call.
marked active. She's too far from the pack. Pebbles is not marked active. The bench is telling her to stop.
Anita Herchik into the pack, calling that one off.
So sometimes these the skaters that come from a WIFTA background, they forget as pivots. They can't take off directly after the jammer. They have to wait for the jammer to be called active, which is 10 feet out of the pack, and then the pivot can take off. But if you're right behind the jammer, then you can't take off.
Yeah, even watching the transition from the maid into the USAR's rules
Yeah.
is.
Well, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, Pebbles never. I don't think she played maid very often, but the pivots don't really take off in WIFTA, but it's a rule that they don't know too much about.
Yeah. Gem Annihilation out as your lead scorer. Mel Breakdown took the pivot turn. Oh, Monster Meadows sweeping across.
And misses. Gemini gets right through on the inside.
Good speed from Gem Annihilation. that first hit is always so tough to time.
Yeah.
I mean, not actually doing anything beyond going through boot camp.
That's why it's so imperative to, I don't know, I personally like to give myself a space. If I am at the back as a baby, give myself some space between the pack and myself so I have some space to move forward and actually catch somebody. Oh, Tiny Cool Whip using her speed on the outside.
Kept those skates in bounds, too.
She's a speed skater. She's very quick.
Sheila's walling up. Anita Hirsch on one side, Ginger Ninja on the other. Tiny Cool Whip, though, refusing to go out of bounds.
Jalapeno Business was very upset that she was not called on a track cut yield, but somebody over here did call her on it.
Dopamine's got the star for the Sheilas, also looking to get out of this pack. Ginger's moving up to try to help her jammer.
There's 23 seconds left in this jam. Let's see if anybody can make a move.
Both defenses doing a great job working on these jammers. To the jammers' credit, they're pushing every second. I think that might be the first time that Tiny Cool Whip has been knocked out of bounds in this jam.
No points awarded for either team.
Let's hear it for all of these skaters. That was 90 seconds denying a jammer.
It's a hard thing to do.
Electrocute and Maven Mayhem going to have the stars on this jam.
We got Mel Breakdown and Toucan Slam out on the pivots. Electrocute was hit out of bounds. She had to reset behind Mel Breakdown. Purple pivot active. They're trying to hold a baby at the back.
Goodwall and Electrocute moves quickly around her skaters and that baby.
Those pains are leaving too much room between the Sheilas and themselves. They need to get up in there. Oh, wow, those pains are racking up those penalties. Meyer's giving a little flack to Pebbles out there. I got Mel Malice just skating on by. Oh, she got a track cut. And she
Jamie.
skates by again on the inside.
Jamie was looking for an opening and Mel was the one who found it.
Oh, pains have taken off, and they've let Jamie DeVito go. Now they have to catch him. Pack is up front. Jammer doesn't define the pack.
There goes Mel, trying to catch these royal pains.
And they got to slow down because they're going to re-enter the pack. That's illegal re-entry.
Now the Sheila's picking up the pace.
And Beckencall's giving her a hard time at the back there. But she had to let her go because the pack is front.
And a wild jam comes to an end.
That was some hard work by them Pains. Good job, ladies. So the Pains took off in that instance, and that creates pack in front, and so they can't. So then the Sheilas were unable to call off the jam, and then if they impacted them, it would be out of play blocking. So then I think we've got 2 Sheilas in the box right now. We got Gemini Elation and Maven Mayhem with the stars on their helmets tonight. We got Nikki Necrosis defending that front line.
Nikki pushing Gemini into the center of the track.
Maven Mayhem gets lead jam.
Black Mamba watching the track, and she's taking the jump with the pivot turn.
Watch that inside. Oh, what?
Oh.
I mean, she got 1 so far. We got Monster Meadow knocking out Mamba on the outside. Oh, and a whiff and a miss. Calling it.
Little fancy work there.
I mean,
I thought Maven Mayhem was going to she was going to try to move from the inside to the outside.
nope.
Instead got trapped behind a couple of Sheilas.
But she still got 3 points. I mean, that's what I saw Stevie Thunder hold up. We got Zabita in the box over there, trying to say something to her team. That's a super vocal player over there.
Yeah. And it could be anything from instructions to I want tacos. So.
And they were telling her they need to get off, but she doesn't. They have enough players. It's hard to see colors of black and dark purple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got some jammer dance action. Jammer dance action. Let's go. Those 2 out there. Oh, gosh. Keep it tidy, ladies. Keep it tidy.
Reftacular hit it over to the Sheila's bench.
Explaining something. I'm not sure exactly what, but. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but I'm really interested to know. Oh, they're sending another one to the penalty box. Shame, shame, Black Mamba.
Pebbles out front against Myers with the stripes.
Oh, we got Tinkerhell out there for the Pains and Mel Malice for the Sheilas. And Mel Malice just goes through on the inside. Says, excusez-moi. Pebbles trying to break for the Pains. Both of them are taking their...
Sheila's cycling into the penalty box.
Tink takes time to give her a pivot a thumbs up out there. That was cute. Saying thanks.
Mel waiting. Once again gets that help as her team is cordoned off the baby and pushed over to the inside. Mel cuts around to the outside.
How did she get 4? I thought she didn't pass Red Menace. I'll have to rewatch that. So many things happening all at once. Well, Sheilas are officially up 100 points right now at 8 minutes in the last half, in the second half. That's a huge point spread.
Electrocute being held back by Jalapeno business.
Beck and call, listening to Jalapeno Business's instructions.
Tiny Cool Whip having to reset. Or actually, Tiny Cool Whip. Nope.
And Electrocute getting called on a track cut again.
Tiny Cool Whip headed into the box. Another directional.
Oh, and Jalapeno Business has been called for a penalty. Shame, shame, Jalapeno. And Tiny Cool Whip's just doing laps around the outside of the track. What is going on?
Electrocute and Monster Meadow out.
I think Tiny Cool Whip's a little bit confused on what's happening here. I think she's supposed to be in the penalty box.
Electrocute in and call in the jam. Yeah, you got to wonder what Tiny Cool Whip's being told every time she comes into the box. And
Or out of the box, because, I mean, to be honest, if she passed it and then, she got her first penalty, and then it's illegal to turn around on track to skate back to the box, so then you got to go all the way back around. But she went around like 3 times, so I didn't see how many times she turned around to go back to the box. But then she would get a penalty every time she turned around and went back to the box. So that's another thing I'll check on footage. Oh, look,
yeah, they
she got
just
3.
popped up, and there are 3 of them.
She's going to sit for 3 minutes. That sucks.
Jalapeno Business trying to rejoin the pack.
We got Anita Hercha and Mel Breakdown out as our panties for our point scorers. I don't think we're allowed to call them panties anymore.
For those of us who have watched this league for a while, this is shades of days gone by.
We got a strong Sheila wall and a strong Payne wall. Who's going to get points first?
Wow, Anita Hercha
Oh.
and Mel Breakdown just pushing their way through that. It was almost like a shopping cart drill.
Yeah. Royal Payne's only got 1 point on that. Sheila's got 2. Oh. I can't sit this long. It's hurting my hips.
Yeah, this half feels like it's taken just a little bit longer. We're at 4:25 left now.
Oh, Beck and Call takes out Gem Annihilation.
Pack spread out. Now we're bunching back up. Toucan headed toward the box.
We got 2 Paynes and a Sheila in the box.
It's the start of a joke somewhere.
That's what I was thinking, and then I was like, I couldn't think of what to follow it up by.
Meanwhile, on the floor, we got Taxinator.
And Zombina out as active pivot for the Sheilas.
Penalty box waiting to get back.
I don't know. From my point of view, she was out of bounds, calling it off all the way over here.
Payne's getting a 1 and done, or
A 2 and
2
done.
and done.
I don't know. In my point of view, she was calling it off and she was out of bounds, and then Zombina passed her, so that would have been an illegal call off. So, But the refs can't see out here if the LPRs don't help, so. Ooh!
Ooh.
Pile up on lane 2. Everybody okay?
Oh.
Nope. Oh, Mel Malice takes a tricky steppity step on the inside there.
It's a good hop to get out of the way of jalapeno business.
Nikki Necrosis trying to get by those jammers and blockers in the front. Park and Rec doing a great job, butts and guts.
Mel Breakdown was trying to help Nikki out.
Pivot active. Mel makes it through and calls it off. There's 2 minutes left in this game. Come on, fans, let's cheer them on. They got 2 minutes left. They're working hard. Give them some inspiration. I'm sorry, but that was weak. All right, we got Electrocute out there with a star and Taxinate her. Let's see, Electrocute breaks and Pebbles takes off his active pivot.
We got 2 scorers on the floor in a foot race. A lot of bumps in that pack as Electrocute's coming in hot.
I think Taxinator, yep, Taxinator got 2. Or Pebbles got 2, sorry.
Two jam.
Well, we got Dopamine and Maven Mayhem out there on the jammer line. Moen and Mel Malice out on the pivots. Ginger Ninja not paying attention to her outside. Maven Mayhem takes off. And Mel Malice takes off his active pivot. Maven's gonna have to go. It would be really good for the Pains to slow down that pack. Oh, she got one and called it off. Good job.
Time clock and jam.
Woo! And that is our unofficial score. Oh, it's official. Sheila's win this